Good evening, everyone.
Hi everyone.
Welcome to our webinar, Unlocking Dubai's Real Estate Potential. We're just gonna wait for more people to join us tonight. And before we're going to do that, I'd like to check with you whether you can hear us, whether you can see us. Please send the comments so we know that the connection is just perfect and we can carry on. And also, because this is our first English webinar, we would really like to know where are you from, because we have so many people registered from Canada, from States, from Europe. So it would be really interesting to know where are you at the moment, where are you based, because we're going to touch up on the real estate markets in Europe. We're going to highlight the real estate market in Dubai and also in Zurich, in Copenhagen, in Madrid. We're going to compare those cities, so it would be really nice to know where are you now. And also, before we're going to start, let us introduce us. First of all, my name is Jana. I've been in Dubai for more than 9 years. I've been in real estate for more than 3 years. I've seen this city change drastically. I've got so many stories to tell you how it's been developing. And right next to me is my dear colleague Paulina. She's going to introduce herself now as well.
Good evening everyone. My name is Paulina. I am living in Dubai already 11 years. This is my home. And working in real estate market as an expert of Dubai, it's already started 11 years as well. So please don't be shy, put your emojis, put pluses, something, so we will know that a lot of you are joining us and a lot of you are seeing and hearing us properly.
Okay, I see we have people from Bali, from Istanbul. That's amazing. Welcome, guys. Welcome. So, before we're gonna dive into all the subjects, I'm going to highlight what are the topics that we're going to discuss today. So, unlocking Dubai real estate. We have introduced ourselves. So the first subject that we are going to discuss tonight at our webinar is going to be the rising real estate prices in Dubai. Why do we see this trend happening this year, and why do we see that this is going to happen in 2024? The second subject is going to be super sensitive for our European visitors and listeners, because we are going to talk about the tax advantages of Dubai. The next subject will be the legal structure of the deal. We're going to lead you through all the points of how to purchase the property in Dubai. We're going to explain you how easy the government has made this for you. The next subject will be the off-plan and secondary market comparison. We're going to give you the explanation of each word. We're going to explain what does that mean, and also we're going to highlight a very interesting thing for the investors, such as distressed deals. What does that mean? Why so many investors are hunting and targeting specifically those distressed deals? And the next subject will be a mortgage system in Dubai. Paulina is an absolute expert when it comes to mortgages in Dubai, so she's gonna lead you through the process and explain you how easy it is and how beneficial it is for you. The next subject will be the forecast for 2025. What to expect from the Dubai real estate market next year? What do we think? And not just us, we're going to show you the real numbers, because as you say, numbers don't lie. And the last topic will be the comparison of real estate market. Again, like I said, we have so many people from Europe, so we'll show you the real numbers of real estate markets in Europe. We're going to touch up on Zurich, Copenhagen, London, Berlin, and we will compare those cities with Dubai. So the first block will start Paulina. I'm going to pass on the word to her. Please enjoy, and like we said, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate, write them to us, and at the end of the webinar we'll be more than happy to answer to all of them.
Thank you, Jana. So let's talk about why everybody loves Dubai, not only as a tourist. Why Dubai become the #1 place for visitors and majorly important for investors. Why everybody wants to buy properties in Dubai. Not only because of the emotions, not only because people are coming and seeing that here we have everything number one. As we call it, Dubai, number one place for everything. The tallest, the biggest, the most luxury, the most expensive, the most unique, and so on. Let's talk about the facts and numbers. And the first slide, you can see that the dynamic index prices, which are talking that for the past 10 years, Dubai passed through a lot of things, let's say from a lot of fallings and comings up. When our sheikh wanted to increase Dubai as a very, very interesting and high demanded place, he started with the changing for the some rules and laws. And before 2008, the price has been extremely high. I'm pretty sure some of you knows friends or somebody who bought that period of time and they were buying the small properties for the super high prices. Then the world crisis happened in 2008 and 9. It was the hugest economical crisis, and the prices of course dropped. A lot of countries been affected, a lot of companies and industries been bankrupted. In UAE it's happened as well. I'll not hide those facts from you. And then our sheikh invented a very important rule which brought Dubai to the place where we are today. He invented escrow account. And since 2013, people start to know that when they're buying properties in Dubai, their money 100% secured and their safety guaranteed. Regardless what will happen with the developer, he might bankrupt, he might delay construction, anything what might happen will not affect investor because his money will be on the safety place in the Bank of UAE, and developer will receive those money only after 60 days from the moment when the investor will get his keys. And those safe secured rule again brought Dubai to the very high demanded place. And what happened then? It was coronavirus. As well, all our planet been affected highly with the hugest virus possible. Nobody did not know this will happen, unfortunately. But we are not guaranteed from what might happen tomorrow. And prices dropped. It's been, as we call it, Dubai might get sick but will never die. The prices dropped only for the few years. And because of the safest laws, the best rules, you can see by the numbers and facts that today Dubai even on the better place than it was before. Before we will continue, I would like to ask you, Yana, you've been as well in Dubai on the coronavirus time. How it was that time?
Yeah, so Corona definitely hit everybody, each one of us. Like, it was a tough time. So I was in Dubai already that time, and the whole economy of Dubai struggled like any other city, any other country in the world. But the way we've seen the city dealing with it, the government has taken all the possible steps to make it easier for us. Like, I can give you the example. During the Corona, there were so many redundancies happening. It was worldwide as well, and it did hit Dubai as well. But the important thing that all the people who were redundant during the Corona time, all of them, they were all brought up back to their working places within a year. And I'm sure you even seen the videos of how the city dealt with it. Like, they were washing the streets with the soap. This was actually one of the reasons why Dubai was in top 3 cities that dealt with Corona the best in the world. So yeah, it was crazy, but we did it here. Like, we survived, and the city just started thriving, and it picked up so fast.
So thanks God, coronavirus finished. We are all healthy and safe. I hope so, everybody of you. Let's continue with the good and positive things as our numbers. So let's talk about the prices in Dubai. You can see on the next slide that the number of transactions are in very fast growing increasing points. Only for the 10 years of time, the prices increased extremely high. And if we will compare, do not go very far away, we will compare only last year. It was on 38%. The fourth part of the value increased for only 1 year. If we will talk about the numbers and prices as well for the 10 years of time, you can see that the comparison is extremely impressive. And let's compare, let's say, the September of 2023 and September of 2024, the prices increased on 32%, while in October for the same year 23 and for this October, which we are finishing tomorrow, increased on 104%. Those people who bought properties last year at the same time got richer twice. So why do not buy properties in Dubai? I believe so. There is no unanswered question on that. Let's talk about the massively. The prices changed for the past 10 years in average of 3 to 4% yearly. So for you as investor, easy to know when you're buying property today, you can calculate for the next 10 years that your property will increase again approximately for 30%, which you can very easy to know when you want to resell, for example, your property. Why it will happen, I'll tell you a little bit later, which will not left any questions unanswered. And why so growth trend in Dubai? There are facts. It's not only about, as I mentioned, that Dubai is #1 touristic destination, which is true, but we have very recent and new law, the golden visas for property investors. We have actually two types. For those who's investing 2 million dirhams, in dollars it's approximately $550,000, you can get 10 years golden visa. You can open bank account in this country and keep your money in one of the safest place. And as well, you can invest little bit lower amount, which is in dollars approximately $250,000, in dirhams 750,000 dirhams, and get 5 years visa. Both types you can renew if you're still property owner, you did not resold those property for this period of time. This factor brought for the past 2 years a lot of people who moved to UAE, opened their businesses and start to live their hassle-free lifestyle. One of the very important point is exchange rate. I'm not sure if you're aware that UAE is very young country, only 53 years. And for the past 39 years, the exchange rate is almost did not change. It's 0% changes. Which country can provide us such a sweet moment? I believe so, none. Our law, rules and regulations created in the way that regardless you're expat, you are local person, or you are a tourist who came just to visit UAE, you feel yourself secured, safe, and all of us under the same law. So you can make sure that when you're coming to this country, nothing will not happen to you. Officially, we have 0% criminality. And when we are talking about our important subject about property investment, why it's very safe and secure to buy a property, as I mentioned already, it's escrow account. You know that your money will not go anywhere, and in case if something happens, the government will protect you and your rights as investor. As well, there is a very important thing as audit checking from Dubai Land Department. When we are talking about the construction as it is, auditor from Dubai Land Department coming and checking each stage of construction. So you as investor, you know 100% that when you're buying property in this or that building or villa, etc., it will be with the good quality, on the best shape, and nothing will not happen. So this as well giving you huge guarantee. And of course, as I mentioned, Dubai is #1 touristic destination in the world. When you're coming to the Europe, you're coming to see the history, you're coming to smell those historical facts and what happened in every of those countries. But when you're coming to Dubai, you want to feel those luxury lifestyle which we are having here. So I'm pretty sure there is no person in the planet who don't want to feel those lifestyle and to be rich, even if he's not gonna buy property today. And I'm thinking that some of you hear that Dubai is a bubble, that this bubble might blow out. There is a fact which will prove you opposite points. You can see on the bubble index in 2023, Dubai has the lowest percentage. So there is still the question, why do not buy properties in Dubai when you are 100% guaranteed, all your money secured, they will bring money, will make for you money every single year, and only UAE can provide you hassle-free investment. Here, I believe, so me and Yana, we can guarantee those points as the experts on the market. As well as I mentioned before for you that economically UAE is a very, very new country and the country which is massively growing up. You can see that not only on the touristic destinations, all the infrastructures and industries, our Sheikh want to be #1 in all of them. And he's moving to that. We have a plan up till 2117. I am proud to say that there is no place in our planet and there is no government which can afford to provide and guarantee your future as Dubai. They are so sure that it will happen that they already approved all those laws. So when you're buying property in this area or in that area, you will know what will happen there tomorrow on the general plan of Dubai, and you will know how the price will be moving towards your property according to those changings, according to those infrastructures around your building or villa or whatever you're gonna buy here in Dubai. And as well, when we will talk about the inflation rate, we are not worried that something might happen and the prices will grow up, that economically we will not be so stable and tomorrow we will not be able to afford to buy something which we used to. Our inflation rate in average by the last 10 years only from 2 to 4%. We are so stable regarding each and every step where we are living, and we are so sure that we know that tomorrow, of course, our salaries will match to our needs and to our wishes, what we want to buy. And when we will talk about gross domestic products, you can see, as I already said, that Sheikh wanna be #1 in all those infrastructures and industries. He is moving towards them. And you can see that our gross domestic products are increasing massively. For the past 10 years, UAE started to produce own fruits, vegetables, and a lot of different stuff, which before we were not able to afford. This is desert around. But today, desert become one of the most wonderful places on the earth. And let's talk about the sweetest point in all of that, it's taxes. Regardless where you're buying properties, I'll not talk about something else. Of course, you will pay tax. At least on the land, when your apartment is in that building on the government land. But in UAE, you are paying once per lifetime and only 4% for your title deed. And tomorrow, your kids, grandkids, everybody will be owner not for the unit in the building, even for the piece of land under it. So you become, let's say, kind of expat sheikh in UAE when you're buying properties. And you don't need to worry that tomorrow you will be paying something else. There is no taxes invented for properties at all. And as well, the important fact that we don't have backward rule. What happened today happened today. What will be tomorrow, you don't need to worry that it will affect you. So again, I will come back to the same point that why do not buy property, I still don't know. And how to do that, let's think, because I'm pretty sure after our numbers, some of you already want to buy the properties. Always feel free to contact me and Yana, we will be very happy. But let's talk how to do it. You don't need to do a lot. The first and very, very important thing is to get your right broker. The person who has a license, the person who has experience on the market, and who will make sure that your property will be hassle-free for you. The person who will provide you all the correct information and will know how to legalize all the deal on the spot, and nothing else will not surprise you tomorrow. You need to know that apart from the property price, you just need to pay 4% for the title deed and additional registration fee. In the future, it will be only service charges and nothing else. And if your property is rented, we will talk later on about that. The tenants will support you in that. And what in fact you need to buy the property? Few very simple things. You need your passport. I'm pretty sure everybody has a passport. You need mobile number, email address, and to have down payment. In average, it's 20% from the property price when we're talking about the off-plan property. When it's ready property and you want to earn your incomes tomorrow, you need to pay 100% of amount. So on this stage, let's choose which properties you want to buy, off-plan or ready property. As the best expert on the comparisons, I'll pass the word to Yana and she will explain you a lot of interesting points.
Thank you, Polina. Honestly, guys, it's really such a pleasure to work with such experts hand to hand. So I'm going to carry on, and now I'm going to give you the full explanation between the difference of the off-plan market and the secondary market. So let's start. We'll start with the definition. So what does off-plan means? Basically, that meaning that you are buying the property at the very beginning, when the developer has bought the land, registered the escrow account, and they are ready to start selling it. So the main idea behind it is that you're buying it at the lowest price per square foot. You get the payment plan together with it, and I'll give you more details on that. The secondary market, meaning that you're buying a ready property, the one that has been already constructed, so you don't have to wait. You buy it, you get the keys, and then you decide what are you going to do with it later. So let's look at the statistics. So what does the statistics say? So within the last couple of years, we've seen that the off-plan, that people still leaning more towards off-plan than secondary market. This mostly related to the growth of your population in Dubai, simply because every year we have more than 240,000 people moving to Dubai. Just imagine this number. All those people will have to live somewhere, but not all of them have 100% of down payment for the ready property. This is exactly the reason why people prefer off-plan a little bit more towards the secondary market. Now, when it comes to cost of ready and secondary market and off-plan, here is the little bit of the difference. We've seen a lower increase in the off-plan properties, which is about 9.4% towards the secondary market. The secondary market has gone up by 13%. This is again related to the increase of the demand, because within the last couple of years, there's been so many people and families who are moving to Dubai, and those families who decided to move to Dubai and put their kids to school and just make their life comfortable, they're not willing to wait. This is why they are paying extra on the secondary market. Now we'll explain the difference and we'll tell you who is more suitable towards each of this market. When it comes to the off-plan, what does that mean? So when you're buying the property in off-plan, it comes with a very flexible payment plans. So basically what does that mean? You don't have to pay everything at once. You pay 10%, 20% down payment, and then the developer will offer you the payment plan for 3-4 years until that tower is going to be constructed. Sometimes some of the developers even offer a post-handover payment plan, which is a very interesting thing for the investors, because if, let's say, the post-handover payment plan is going to be around 30%, then that means that you're paying 70% of the total cost for the property, you get your keys, and the rest of the 30% will be covered by the rent that you're going to receive from that property. Then also about the off plan, I'd like to add again, the low price, so you're entering at the lowest price. Another important thing to mention is that when you're purchasing the off plan, it gives you more scenarios of how to get out of this property, because here we can consider flipping when you buy and resale after 30 or sometimes 40%. We can wait to receive the keys and resell it with a really good income. Or if we see that it was a super successful project and we've seen a huge increase in demand towards this area and that tower particularly, we keep it for you and we rent it out. So for the secondary market, again, the difference would be the major one. I would suggest to consider it for those people who are moving to Dubai and want to find their perfect apartment and start living there. Because in that case, you don't have to wait, like I said. You just get your keys and you start working here and just living your best life in Dubai. Also, this is a very sensitive subject when it comes to people who had a negative scenarios in the previous times when they're buying off plan. So if you're not willing to take that risk, basically, I would suggest you to go for the secondary market. And also, if we're talking about really good areas, the secondary market is super suitable because when you buy the property, you're basically buying a ready rental business, which is super good. You don't have to wait. You start renting it out immediately and get your income. Moving forward, so we have discussed the off-plan with you. I explained you the difference between the off-plan and the secondary market, and now I'm going to tell you very specific information on distressed deals. Not a lot of people know about that, but it's super interesting, especially for the investors. So look, sometimes when people are investing in the off plan and they carry on with the payment plan, different things in life can happen. Unfortunately, not all of us live a 100% super happy life, and some people, for whatever reasons, are not able to carry on with the payment plan of that off-plan property. In these cases, in order to get out of the projects, the investors decide to resell it. So they're reselling it pretty much at the original price. So hypothetically, let's just think about it. If the investor has bought the property 2 years ago, it's already halfway through the construction, and he's decided to resell it at nearly original price. Imagine what an opportunity for you there, because in 2024 you can buy the apartment at the price of 2021 or 2022, and again, you don't have to wait for 4 years for the tower to be constructed. It takes about a year or two for it to be completed. The main criteria when you're choosing distressed deal is to be able to put sometimes 40 to 50% down payment, because this is how much the investor already paid to the developer, and it needs to be paid in order to be able to get the NOC, non-objection certificate, from the developer. And the second, I would say even more important thing, is your willingness to make a fast decision, because the distressed deals happening here and there every now and then, but because it's such a sweet property, you have to be able to make a very fast decision, because we have a lot of investors who targeting them specifically, and if they've been on the market for too long, sometimes it only just needs to be a phone call when you explain how precious that property is, and we have to hear the answer yes immediately. Like, I'll give you the example for the distressed deals. Usually the time frame is about day or two maximum. Here is the really nice example. This is from my portfolio. I'd like to tell you. So it's exactly what I was talking about. So this is one of my most favorite areas in Dubai. It's called Mina Rashid by Emmar. So this is the property that was bought by my investor 2 years ago. So we bought it at the price of 1,420,000 dirhams. Right now, in 2024, he is reselling it at pretty much original price, because if you will add 4% Dubai Land Department, this is what we have, 1,550,000 dirhams. Imagine, the tower is going to be completed in 2 years. And what is really important is the fact that next to this phase, there is a new phase that was launched just 2 weeks ago by Emmar. And at the off plan from Emmar, you can buy the properties starting prices 1,920,000. So if you have those 40 or 50%, this is exactly the example of the sweet deal that you can get. You don't have to wait. You put 50% and you're buying the property that is pretty much going to be completed in 2 years. So, Polina, I'm going to carry on. I'm going to pass the word on to you. And please tell us more. We're thrilled to hear your expertise.
So, as Yana said, that you have few options to buy a property, but I'll add very important point that as we have here, we saw already a lot of European clients. I'm pretty sure you're used to buy a property with a mortgage. Here in UAE, unfortunately, not everybody of you aware that even while you're non-resident of UAE, you're as well eligible to buy a property through the mortgage. This is very easy steps, nothing difficult in that, to be honest, and I'll show you why. You need to have the basic package of the documents to apply for the property mortgage. Well, you're not resident, you can rely on 40 to 50% from the property price. If we are talking about the ready property, it must be 100% ready. If it's off-plan property, it must to have completion certificate. Like, let's say it's 45 months before the property will be handed over. And you can rely on 40 to 50% based on your personal requirements. For that, you need very simple things. You need your passport, your driving license. If you are the person who has own business, you need the company license, the bank account statement, and salary slips for the last 6 months. When you are the salary-based person who's working on the company, you need the salary certificate, the same last 6 months salary slips, and the same package of documents. I'll not talk a lot about that. Those one of you who will need the consultancy case by case, depend on the personal requirements, we will be happy to provide you all the needful information and to check your personal eligibility. But still, you need to know that it's quite easy to get the property through mortgage. And a very important point, which Yana highlighted before, when you're buying property with a post-handover payment plan, you can be a bit tricky and you can take a mortgage on the remaining amount of your property, pay those remaining 30%, and for the amount of the mortgage which you will have, you can take one more property. And again with the mortgage, and let's money make money. Both properties will be rented. You will not spend 100% of your amount, and you will be owner of properties. Instead of one, you will have two, even more. You can put your money on the deposit of account, and there are a few interesting tricks which we can tell you, again based on your personal eligibility. So what is necessary for that? It's to know that you need to block your amount of money from 25 to 50,000 dirhams approximately. Here depend on the percentage you will take. You need to block them for the minimum 1 year of the time, and or do not take them, or you need to make sure that each month the same amount of money will be there. Then it will be quite of easier for the bank to take. The sweetest thing that comparable to a lot of countries in the world, we have very small interest rates. If we're talking about when you will place on your bank account 25,000 dirhams, the rate will be almost 7%. If we will talk that you will place 50,000 dirhams, which is like only $13,000, the rate will be dropped to almost 5.5%. So think why to invest all your money if you can multiply your property and diversify your funds. And now let's talk about one of the most important factors. It's forecast of 2025. Yana will tell us more what will happen on the next year and what we need to expect.
Thank you, Polina. So, getting closer towards the very interesting thing, what's gonna happen with the real estate market in 2025. So, regarding the forecast, first of all, I'd like to mention the fact that it's not just me or Polina or all the agents in Dubai, but the economy and the numbers are saying that the economy is thriving and the numbers will grow simply because of few facts. The first one is the economic recovery, or how I like to say, the stability of the economy here in Dubai. Did you know that Dubai has been ranked as the second most stable economy in the world in 2024? It's a fact, it's proven, we all know about that. So based on that, we only can assume and purely we know that in 2025 we're going to continue to thrive. Flexible visa programs. Of course, this is since the golden visa and the visa for digital nomads has been implemented in Dubai. We have seen so many people who started moving here simply because the steps towards moving here were made so easy for people. We've seen 240,000 people moving to Dubai every year. So just imagine this number. The next thing that I'd like to highlight is the infrastructure development. This is very important to know. Once in Dubai, there is a new area under construction. The infrastructure in this area is being developed before an actual towers and buildings and villas and the rest. Basically what that means, before you receive your keys from your apartment, all the roads, all the bridges, all the kindergartens and schools will be already completed and waiting for you. So this is something that not a lot of other real estate markets can be proud of, because again, this is the vision that we have here in Dubai. And the next thing is very actually trendy, I would say, subject. It's the eco-friendly projects. What does that mean? So when it comes to the eco-friendly, you know that Dubai is basically been made out of the sand. There was absolutely nothing before here. But at the same time, having not so much nature here in the past, the government has decided to make this place as a healthy living for people as well. There's so many things that are being created for us not to just survive and make money, but enjoy and live a very healthy lifestyle. There's so many areas that are being created these days that are so green. We have so many parks. We have so many like Kai Beach, if you ever heard about it. It's a beautiful place. Basically, there's some of the new communities here that are created specifically for you to be healthy. We know about the Ketura Reserve, we know about the Ketura Resort, where the projects, basically when you come after a long tiring day at work, you come home and there is a air purifying systems, water purifying systems, and there's so many things that helps you to recover and get more energy and basically live your best life and become even a better version of yourself. And to summarize all that, all the topics that I just highlighted, they're exactly the reason why there's so many people decide every day to move here, because the life in Dubai has become very comfortable, not just for single people, but for people with families. And in order to show you the examples and to be able to compare that, we're going to compare now the market of Europe with Dubai. We're going to show you the real numbers, because as you know, numbers don't lie. So to start with, we're going to start with the return of the investment. The return of the investment in Dubai is about 4.8%, when in 2023 the property prices have increased by almost 17.5%, which means that the ROI is going to be stabilized between 4.9 to 5% in 2024. When it comes to ROI in Europe, there is a little bit different situation there. So here are the 5 cities in Europe, and you can see the numbers. We will start from the highest. Let's go from Copenhagen. Copenhagen is about 3 to 4% ROI, and it's all based because purely on the fact that there is a very low vacancy rate there. In Berlin, it's 2 to 3%. Paris 2.53%, and London, look at the prices of London, 2 to 3% of the rental yield, when the expected price growth is about 1 to 2% only. Moving forward, the economy growth in Dubai. Polina has highlighted already that. In 2024, the GDP has forecasted 3.8%. Now let's compare it with Europe again. As you can see, most of the cities in Europe have the rate of 0 point something. We'll start from the highest one again. Let's see the Copenhagen, 1.8% only. And this is the highest out of all the European cities. Just imagine that. Berlin, Madrid, 1.8, 1.2. London, again, I'm really sorry, but it's 0.7%. And it's all because of the Brexit, basically. Taxes, again, as Polina highlighted, the absence of taxes when you're buying properties in Dubai. This is one of the major reasons why we have so many people recently from Europe, from US, from Canada deciding to invest in Dubai. There is only one-time fee of 4% towards the Dubai Land Department, and this is it. Let's compare it with Europe now again. As you can see, London, 2 to 12%, compared to 4% in Dubai. Paris, 5 to 6%. Berlin, 6%. And don't forget about, except of that, the capital gain tax in all those European cities. We're going to summarize this now. Basically, after all these topics that we highlighted for you, we are going to give you now the reasons. If you haven't found them just yet, here they are. First of all, high profitability. Compared to Europe, Dubai offers high rental yield and better asset capitalization compared to Europe. Second thing, tax benefit. Tax. We do not stop talking about it because it's so important, and it's just all out there. So Dubai has no capital gain tax, and it has no rental income tax either. The third thing will be the economy growth. Like we mentioned before, GDP numbers, we mentioned the tax. Dubai's economy is growing fast, it's thriving, and it's going to continue thriving in 2025, 26, because like Polina mentioned as well before, we have the vision until the 2070. And all the previous years, all the goals that His Highness was setting up, they were all achieved, and sometimes we were going even beyond. The population growth, like I mentioned before, 240,000 people a year. Those are the people who legally moved to Dubai, opened their bank accounts, got their ID, set it up their whole life here. They continue moving here. And let's not forget about the millionaires who moving here every year. There is more and more of them, which again boosts the economy because the richest people decide that Dubai is the place to live. And of course, all this with the help of visa program. Golden visa, digital visa for nomads. This is all helping people to move. This is all helping people to make this decision faster. This is all makes to make these steps as easy as possible. So we basically touched up on the most sensitive subjects. We really do hope that this was very useful for you. Right now we're going to answer the questions with Polina. And let's see, let's try.
So guys, shoot please your questions if still we didn't answer on some of them. We're always happy to make your picture clear and to make sure that you want to invest in Dubai market, because we want to help you in that. So let's have a look. Thank you so much for very informative statistics. We tried hard to make, as I said, your life easy and hassle-free.
No questions. We'll wait for more questions. Maybe some of them will come up now, but honestly, it makes me proud. That means that we've touched up on all the subjects. We gave you the most important informations, and basically you're left with one last step to make this decision. Me and Polina, we are here for you. If you want to send us messages in private, do not hesitate as well. We're here for the consultations.
So I see only one question we have about the security. Sophia asked if, she said she heard that there is a high level of security in Dubai. Is that true? Yeah, what you will say about that?
Security? You mean safety, I guess?
Yeah, of course.
Guys, this is the only place in the world where you can just walk on the street at 3 a.m. and no one ever is gonna make any hassle for you. It's so safe in all the possible ways. It's safe for your kids, it's safe for adults, it's safe for single women. When it comes to just normal living, when it comes to illegal process, everything is super transparent here. Like you've seen how easy the steps for the obtaining the visa, how easy the steps for applying for the mortgages, for moving here, for buying the property. It's all out there. And I don't know, maybe Polina has to add something, but I think she's going to be on the same page with me.
Of course, I'll add only one thing. We have amazing joke in Dubai that this is only one place where you can book the table with your mobile phone.
Yeah.
So imagine the level of safetiness which we have here, that when you have, you know, those lifestyle, it's super difficult to adapt when you're traveling somewhere else. Of course, everything under a camera. Come to Dubai, you will feel it by yourself. It's in the air. The highest safety country in the world, it's UAE, regardless which emirate you will go.
Okay, what else is there?
So
Question.
there is a question, why haven't I seen you before? Unfortunately, we're busy with making money for our investors.
But guys, if you do want to see more of more of podcasts and webinars in English, please send the messages as well. If it is useful for you, even for 1%, we are more than glad to do this more often for you, really.
More likes on our video, and we will make sure, me and Jana, we will prepare for you more interesting subjects to talk.
All right then, if there is no more questions at the moment, guys, and you are ready with your decisions, or you're still waiting for our additional information, maybe in private, we're going to finish today. We hope this was useful for you. We did our best, and we're looking forward to hear back from all of you. It was really a great pleasure.
Bye guys, have a great evening, and thanks a lot for your precious time.
Thank you, goodbye.